Welcome back to Travel Destinations Cinematic, the channel where we count down the world's most beautiful destinations in stunning cinematic style. Did you know that Malaysia is home to one of the oldest rainforests on Earth, 130 million years old, predating the Amazon by 70 million years? Today, we are going there. Sit back and enjoy the show. Let's go! Yes. Today, we are taking a cinematic journey through Malaysia, a country that most travelers think they know, and almost nobody has fully explored. A place where the jungle-covered mountains of Borneo meet pristine coral reefs, where colonial trading ports sit beside modern skylines, where the food alone is worth the flight. From the tea plantations of the Cameron Highlands to the caves of Mulu, from the turtle beaches of Sabah to the streets of Georgetown, Malaysia has more variety packed into one country than most continents manage in their entirety. Join us as we travel through the breathtaking landscapes of Malaysia. You'll want to see this journey through to the end, as our #1 spot is truly unforgettable. Let's kick off with number 10 in the journey. Kuching is the capital of Sarawak on the island of Borneo, and one of the most relaxed and most likable cities in Southeast Asia. The old waterfront along the Sarawak River, with its colonial buildings and the white Astana Palace and the square fort on the far bank, has a charm that is hard to find in more visited Malaysian cities. The food scene here, Sarawak laksa, kolo mee, wild boar, is some of the best in Malaysia. The surrounding jungle is some of the most biodiverse on Earth, with orangutans and proboscis monkeys within easy reach of the city center. And the pace of life in Kuching, unhurried, friendly, genuinely welcoming, makes it one of those cities that travelers consistently say they wish they had spent more time in. A fascinating number 9. Mulu National Park in Sarawak is one of the great cave systems on Earth, a UNESCO World Heritage Site whose statistics are almost impossible to comprehend. The Sarawak Chamber is the largest natural underground chamber in the world, big enough to park 40 Boeing 747s. Deer Cave has one of the largest cave passages on Earth, its entrance so vast that it frames a perfect circle of jungle and sky beyond. Every evening at dusk, 3 million wrinkle-lipped bats stream out of Deer Cave in a continuous ribbon that twists and spirals against the sunset sky for over an hour, one of the great wildlife spectacles in Asia. Above ground, the ancient rainforest and the razor-sharp limestone pinnacles of the Mulu Peaks create a landscape unlike anything else in Malaysia. At number 8, Malacca is one of the great trading port cities of Southeast Asia, a UNESCO World Heritage City on the west coast of the Malay Peninsula, whose extraordinary layered history of Malay Sultanate, Portuguese conquest, Dutch rule, and British colonialism has left behind a townscape of such variety and color that it is unlike any other city in Malaysia. The Dutch Stadhuis, the oldest Dutch building in the east, painted in deep terracotta red, anchors the historic center. The Malacca River at golden hour, its banks lined with restored shophouses in vivid turquoise and coral and mustard, their reflections in the dark water below, is one of the most photogenic urban waterways in Southeast Asia. And the food of Malacca, its Peranakan cuisine, a unique fusion of Chinese and Malay cooking, is reason enough to make the trip. We continue our journey with number 7. The Cameron Highlands sit at 1,500 meters in the mountains of Pahang, a hill station of the British colonial era that today offers some of the most distinctive and most beautiful landscapes in Malaysia. The tea plantations of the Cameron Highlands, rolling hills covered in perfectly manicured tea bushes of deep emerald green, their curved rows following the contours of the land in every direction, are among the most striking agricultural landscapes in Southeast Asia. The cool air, the morning mist drifting between the hills, the strawberry farms and the flower nurseries, and the old colonial bungalows give the Cameron Highlands a character completely removed from the heat and noise of lowland Malaysia. A cup of freshly brewed Cameron tea on a misty highland morning is one of the simple pleasures of Malaysian travel. At number 6. Sipadan is widely considered one of the top dive sites in the world. A small island off the east coast of Sabah, rising from the deep waters of the Celebes Sea, its walls dropping vertically to 600 meters below the surface, and its waters home to one of the most concentrated and most varied marine ecosystems in Asia. The famous tornado of jackfish, thousands of fish spiraling in a perfect column from the deep, is one of the most photographed underwater phenomena on Earth. Green and hawksbill turtles are so numerous at Sipadan that encounters are guaranteed on every dive. White-tip and hammerhead sharks patrol the deeper waters. The Malaysian government limits daily visitor numbers to protect the reef, which means Sipadan remains one of the few truly pristine dive destinations left in Southeast Asia. At number 5. The Kinabatangan is the longest river in Sabah and one of the finest wildlife corridors in Asia, a slow brown river winding through the last fragments of lowland rainforest in Malaysian Borneo. Its banks home to a concentration of wildlife that is simply unmatched anywhere else in the country. Proboscis monkeys, found nowhere else on Earth outside Borneo, hang in the trees directly above the water. Pygmy elephants move through the forest in small herds. Orangutans nest in the canopy. Estuarine crocodiles lie motionless on the mudbanks. And at dawn, when the river mist is still on the water and the jungle is waking up around you, the Kinabatangan delivers wildlife encounters of an intimacy and a frequency that most national parks in the world simply cannot match. Number 4. Mount Kinabalu is the highest peak in Southeast Asia, a massive granite mountain rising 4,095 meters from the rainforest floor of Sabah in a landscape of such dramatic scale that it dominates the skyline for hundreds of kilometers in every direction. The mountain is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most biodiverse places on Earth. Its slopes passing through multiple climate zones, from lowland rainforest to alpine meadow. Each zone with its own distinct flora and fauna, including over 600 species of orchid. The summit climb, undertaken by thousands of hikers each year, starting before midnight to reach the top for sunrise, is one of the great mountain experiences in Asia. Standing on the granite summit plateau at dawn, above the clouds, watching the sun rise over Borneo, is a moment that stays with you. Are you ready for the top 3? Our number 3 in our Malaysia journey is Langkawi, an archipelago of 99 islands off the northwest coast of the Malay Peninsula. Its duty-free status and its dramatic landscape of jungle-covered hills and clear Andaman Sea water and white sand beaches, making it one of the most visited destinations in the country. But Langkawi is more than its beaches. The Skycab cable car, one of the steepest in the world, climbs through the jungle to the summit of Gunung Mat Sincang, where the viewing platform looks out over the full archipelago spread across a shimmering sea all the way to the Thai coast. The Kilim Karst Geoforest Park, its limestone sea caves and mangrove channels and eagles circling above the water, is one of the finest natural landscapes in Malaysia. And the sunsets over the Andaman Sea from Langkawi are among the best in Southeast Asia. Number 2 is Georgetown, a UNESCO World Heritage trading port on the island of Penang, whose extraordinary, layered history of British colonialism, Chinese immigration, and Indian culture has produced a city of such variety and such energy and such incredible food that it consistently ranks among the top destinations in Asia. The historic core of Georgetown, its streets of Chinese clan houses and colonial shop houses, and Hindu temples and mosques and churches all within walking distance of each other, is one of the most culturally diverse urban streetscapes in the world. The street art of Georgetown, its iron rod sculptures and painted murals woven into the fabric of the old city, have become one of the most photographed urban art scenes in Asia. And the food, char kway teow, Assam laksa, chendol, nasi kandar, is simply some of the best street food on earth. And our number one destination in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. A fast, modern, confident metropolis of 8 million people that has transformed itself in a single generation from a tin mining settlement into one of the most dynamic urban destinations in Southeast Asia. The Petronas Twin Towers, standing 452 meters above the city, the tallest twin towers in the world, are the defining image of modern Malaysia, their steel and glass facades catching the light at every hour of the day, and their sky bridge at the 41st floor offering one of the great urban views in Asia. But Kuala Lumpur is far more than its skyline. The street food of Jalan Alor, the extraordinary diversity of brickfields in Chow Kit and Bangsar, the colonial architecture of Merdeka Square, the Batu Caves with their golden staircase and Hindu shrines. KL rewards every traveler who goes beyond the obvious and gives the city the time it deserves. This is Malaysia at its most alive, and it is our number one. And that brings us to the end of our cinematic journey through 10 beautiful destinations in Malaysia, a country of ancient rainforest and coral reefs and colonial trading ports, and one of the great modern cities of Asia. Did our number one surprise you? Have you been to Malaysia? Drop your favorite destination in the comments below. We read every single one. A thumbs up really helps the channel grow, and subscribe to Travel Destinations Cinematic so you never miss where we go next. Until next time, safe travels everyone.